So for those who don't know me, my name is Joanne. I'm the founder of NY Beauty Suites, a space that provides beautypreneur workspace and resources for you guys to thrive and connect with each other in this crazy economy that's happening. So I decided to do a lot of the Learn to Learn program. Is really to get you guys ready and informed, to have all the knowledge to get you guys, your business going, right? So what does that mean? So for me, when it comes to marketing strategy, when it comes to strategy, and from all the data that I'm collecting, from all the instruments that I'm working, it's so noisy and it's so crazy. Hello? Hello? You're good. Okay. Again, this is from my own experience, my own tactic that I work, that I've been doing. And I'm hoping that you guys will find it valuable to kind of help you guys with some of the marketing that you guys are doing. We're gonna go to the slide. When it comes to marketing strategy, marketing tactic, there's a lot of things, but everybody that I spoke to, everybody talk about one thing: social media, social media, social media, social media. But however, based on the kind of campaign and based on the kind of client that you reach, social media is one platform channel versus like the goal that you was going to create. So I'm just gonna, this is like a short to the point, what is a marketing campaign? And if you guys read it, it's like pretty much strategic effort to promote specific company goal, where a combination of content, all you guys love content, and promotion tactics or videos. That's pretty much like the definition of marketing campaign, right? But again, when it comes to that, there's definition, there's all these professionals that you guys go to, but really how I was able to build Brooklyn Climate and build a community from scratch is literally I went back to basic. Go to the next slide. What does that mean, going back to basic? Going back to basic is really like connecting and building relationship with everybody. So when you guys building your campaign, so for example, I'm gonna go around the room. I'm gonna work with the members that he has an example. I'm gonna go around the room to kind of like where you guys could, like by the time you guys finish, you guys will have your marketing up. That's the goal, you know, because there's a lot of talking, but there is no, you guys have to be proactive in what you guys are doing. So pretty much like, it's like, for example, I was talking to Carrie Ann, like, when you guys are doing the marketing, what is the goal of the campaign? So these are all the definitions. These are the things that you guys have to ask yourself. You know, the end goal of the campaign is just not creating content I want to reach. These are the goals. Is it like more sales? Is it like brand awareness? These are all the goals that you could have for your campaign. So Carrie goal could be pretty much like I'm here. I want to create more awareness. Where you have Camille goal is like, you know what, Joanne, I want more engagement in my social media. So these are all the goals. And I'm assuming Angelica, you have like, you know, new clients, you want to reach your client. Everybody have a goal. So I'm gonna go around the room. We're gonna go each one of you guys. What is the goal that you guys want to do? So right now in the fourth quarter, you guys want to create a campaign. What is your goal? And this definition here, is it sales, branding? You have to have a specific reason of the campaign, because otherwise you guys are gonna get lost unless you guys are a multi-million-dollar company. You guys cannot do all. It have to be, from my experience, for example, my goal with Brooklyn Climate was like to get the space filled, right? To build a community. That was my thing. It was not even sales, it was like community building. What I did as marketing strategy, and that was like straight raw. When I started the spaces, everything being built. My first thing that I did is then, okay, my goal is really like to build a community that people know aware that the space exists. That was the goal. So it's really like awareness. So that was the, so Angela, what's your goal? What's your goal?
When you have more clients.
Clients.
I have two. Regarding my services is more awareness.
Okay.
And for my products is more sales.
Okay, sales awareness, Karen.
Awareness and sales.
Okay, so everybody's awareness and sales. Okay, so what? Okay, awareness is something. Look, so I'm looking at. I'm just going to use the example. Some of the members that's right here. Awareness and sales. Okay, so let's go to the next slide. So now go back again. So right now your goal is awareness and sales. Everybody see your sales, awareness and sales. Go to the next. Go to the next slide. What does that mean? So you have awareness and sales. Okay, I want to have awareness and I want to pretty much like measure that. So how do you do that? How do you bring awareness? How do you guys do awareness? Okay, I want everybody, for example, in North Brooklyn to know about me. How do you guys build that? How do you guys build awareness?
Networking, social media,
provide more information.
Okay. Okay.
Emails as well.
Okay, so for small business, I really want to be honest with you guys. For small business, when you come in, the best way to do that is word of mouth and networking. What is that? Why is that? Because a lot of the digital things you guys are doing, when you guys are working in digital media, you guys like there's like a lot of agencies that do these things. And then as a small business, you guys cannot learn that because when you guys are learning a lot of this, you guys know the basic, the format, the tactic is literally trying to take time away that you guys need to have from your business going towards what you need to do. So for awareness, it's like, well, how would you do that, Angelica? How do you measure? So right now, the next thing is measuring the campaign, right? The KPI. And then the definition of KPI is key performance. Is it good? Yeah. Okay, so here's a perfect example. I'm gonna take you guys through everything. So right now, we're gonna have booking comment. We have our yearly open desk pop-up that we host every year. It's like, so here with booking comment campaign that I'm doing, I'm gonna do like, it's really like the measuring, what's like, so for me as a measure, I'm gonna measure event attendees for that. And then also I'm gonna do the self-qualifying. So in other words, I want to qualify some of the sales from all the pop-ups and all the stuff. So I choose two. These are the kind of things that you guys could measure. You could measure, so Karen's your event, Karen's like somebody coming, Karen's looking for sponsorship, partnership. They're gonna say, well, what is your, how do you measure that? So you need to tell them, oh, I have each one of my event, I have 20 people that came. Okay, yeah, so that's your measurement. That's how you measure it. And Karen will be like, well, how do you measure it? You know, either from Eventbrite, all the platforms that you guys usually have analytics. So analytic is your best friend, you know, because without analytic and data, everybody's doing campaign, but no one's really looking at the analytic. What is that? The analytics tell you who's my customer, the analytics will be where they're coming from, the age, the group. So these are the things like, okay, well, I want to reach beautypreneur. That's such a big, broad kind of like, that's just a big, broad campaign. That's really too big. So right now, these are all the things that you guys measure when you do a campaign. So if I come to Karen, I say, Karen, we're going to do partnership. How do we measure if it's successful? Oh, number of followers for that campaign. If it's a 30-day campaign, a 50-day campaign, a 10-day campaign, we have to measure. So if I'm doing a campaign, for example, the wellness thing we're doing, me measuring some return of like corporate client that want to work with us, you guys have to, anything that you do, there have to be a measurement. If there's no measurement, you don't know if it's successful. How do you guys know if it's successful? For example, Karen, I know sometimes you have launched your products, right? You have your new product, which is like this, not the skincare, the massage. The massage.
I have muscle rub and CBD as well as candles and just bath salts.
Okay, so you have your product, you launch it. So how do you measure if it's successful? How do you measure if the client will like it? How do you measure if they like that particular scent? How do you measure if they like that product? What do you base that on?
Well, from the people who have bought the candles, I've asked them like how do they like it, and pretty much they say they all like the scent and it basically fills up the room.
And where are these people?
You know, local people who come in, not online, but home.
But so where are you selling? Where are you marketing it at? Who's the local people you're marketing to?
That like comes to me. See me.
Okay. Do you do marketing to pop-up attendees?
No.
Okay. Yeah, I'm good. Okay, so that's the thing. So right now you need to measure that. So for you, if you want to know that scent is good, when your goal is going to, like, let's say you have a goal, your goal is each time you go to a pop-up, you ask a questionnaire. It's like, hey, how do you like it? So you measure, you have to measure. It's kind of like a food, the recipe. You don't measure, you don't know what the result's gonna be. Right. Everything that you guys do, they have to be a measurement for it. So these are actually all the things. So for me, if I'm coming, a lot of time, brand engagement, sponsorship, all the money, these are the things that they're gonna actually guys to measure. You campaign, if you're gonna do social media, they're gonna say, okay, Karen, they're gonna actually kind of like what's your conversion rate, what's your follower growth. If Karen's doing social media campaign, if you guys want to do that. So anybody you guys talk to, these are the conversation and the wording that they're gonna look for. If I'm doing an event with Camille, me and Camille's gonna be like, oh, you know what we're gonna measure to know if it's successful. We're gonna, measure event attendance, right? So each one of these things are things that you need to do. Customer retention, that's something that you guys do. For us in the retention for co-working space, we also monitor how long the customers stay within the space. So if I'm doing a campaign or have a new team member, that's basis on like how long the customers stay and why do they stay. So measurement is something that is key. So when you guys are talking, so Cammy, and for you, for example, when you go to your pop-up, when you guys, it's not only that, so you're not selling it, you should have that, even if you're not selling it, you have to measure how many people like the texture, how many people like it. You guys have to do that. Every time I always tell my team, always, all the time, measurement is part of your campaign. Otherwise, you're doing stuff, you know, if it work, everybody's posting content, but there's no measurement to it. So for me right now, I'm gonna do a campaign. I'm putting together a pop-up. I approach Chase. We approach a lot of sponsorship. Me and my team, they was like, well, you know, what is it that you guys measure? They're gonna measure attendance because that's how they're gonna be. The master Chase, I need 20,000. I was like, what is it that measure that's gonna continue giving that money or that success, right? Okay, next slide. Oh. So do you guys, go back here. Do you guys understand this so far, the measurement? Yeah. So what you guys have to measure. So based on each campaign, you guys have to choose the kind of thing that you guys are gonna measure. If you sell, so if I'm doing a pop-up, you know, there's so many pop-up that I go to attend. How do you guys know if the pop-up producers or even place to go? You guys are measuring how many people buy your products, right? So measurement is something that you guys have to look for. Any question?
Hold on one second.
Okay, so next slide. So right now you have your matrix. It's okay, I'm gonna measure attendance, I'm gonna measure following. So who am I targeting, right? Tell me who you're targeting.
So I'm normally targeting women between the age of 30 to about 65. That's looking for some form of healing. Okay, so that's the perfect thing. So where are these people? Where do you find them? Well, a lot of my clients have been from word of mouth, but now Google has become my best friend, so I'm getting a lot of clients from. A lot of clients for Google. Yeah. Okay. You know, just not necessarily ads. Just updating my profile on Google, or if I'm running something, I'll just do like a small ad, but it's not even paid advertising. Okay. Posting. Okay. So Karen, I know that your product is very specific, very unique. So where's your target audience at?
Where?
Yeah.
They're in.
And how do you even define that audience?
Different ones. So with my art and then the education is for students who are in beauty school or in the rural community.
Students, okay, where will the students actually hang out? Where can you find, let's just say where do you find the student? So for me, Beauty Suite, where do I find Beautypreneur? I go to networking events. I have a list of network that pretty much in the industry to be like, hey, do you know anybody that's in the beauty industry? Right, of course, right now there's not a lot of printing, so I don't know what are some of the digital magazine, but there's a lot of people that read a lot of digital magazine, or for you guys, a lot of Google group, Facebook group community that you guys could go to that's very targeted. So if parents and students from beauty school, there is a Facebook group, there's a LinkedIn group, everybody, you have to find a community where all these people hang out, because that's where you get the data, where you hang out. Because it's kind of like, well, Beautypreneur hang out everywhere, right? They're in the salon, they hang out in networking, there's tons of pop-ups even. There's a lot of education that they work, there's a lot of expo that they have to continue renewing your license. So that's what I need to be, that's where you have Beauty Suite need to do. You have to go where your client is at. So a lot of us, when we target, we end up targeting ourselves. That doesn't mean I'm Camille's client. Also, that doesn't mean like Carrie Ann is Karen's client. So a lot of us, because we're a network community, was like, no, you have to really know where all the people that's gonna buy Karen's art. Karen's art is pretty much something that's for between 1,200 to 8,000. Where I'm sure these guys not gonna be they're gonna be in Starbucks, or they're gonna be in a high-end fashion show, or where are they, Karen?
They are in the city, they're at expos, they're more statement pieces, the people who are or speakers, they're at Burning Man, they're artists, so they're at a lot of like the art galleries.
Okay, so make a note, so at art gallery, what else?
Expos.
Not any type of expo, what type of expo?
Art ones, creative art.
Okay, so that's 2.
And they're like, let's see, I just came from the Vision Festival.
Okay.
That's a lot of creative ones. Culture Con is another place that they'll be at. It's or like galas.
Okay, so gala, so right now you find out, you define 3, you say gallery, expo, and what's the third one?
It was a network, like
the culture con and the festivals.
Okay, so you have that, you have 3. What type of content do you create for these type of clients? Because right now
they're wearing it. Like if I'm walking down the street, I'll, make sure I capture that, like me creating the piece because people want to see it done by hand. So it's like people want to see the process that goes into it and the story. So during my social media, I'm telling the story while just kind of more on the visual side.
Got it. What about you, Angelica? What kind of problem are you solving for your clients? So now that you know you have a target client, people that want to do laser hair removal, maybe they have issue with their skin, they don't maybe want to do waxes anymore, but it's like, okay, I want to transition to laser hair removal. Where do you find them? So right now, perfect example, you're in a suite with 30 women. But are these your target clients? Where do you find the people that doesn't want to do the laser hair removal? Do they hang out in the hospital? Do they hang out in the clinic?
Actually, what I'm doing, I usually when I go out Sephora and I see people, like looking makeup or looking like, they are looking for something beauty, like moisturizer.
So they hang out in the beauty.
I go and actually sometimes I approach them and I give them my flyer or my business card.
Okay, do anybody, so you feel like these are the clients, the people that really want laser hair removal, they will hang out in Sephora because you feel like.
Some of them, and I also in around the college, like City Tech.
Okay. Okay, so perfect. The City Tech, with student will be the one doing the laser hair removal?
I have one student. Actually, she actually came to me, and I was surprised because I just give flyers like to them, like they were hanging out, and I was like, hey, I do laser hair removal. I don't know if you're interested. And I left the flyer with the prices in the back. Okay. And I got one client from there. So
okay, so you test something, so far it's a school. So what is your job right now? If it's a school, your job as an entrepreneur, you look at the perimeter in downtown Brooklyn, how many school there is, how many college. So what would be your goal? So your goal, you have to work towards that. So your job would like make a list, you will go to Fiverr, you could go to Google, how many colleges that's around the area. Your job is to make an appointment, you could go to student life, and you could connect with different people in the college because that's your target market. So I want to reach student in particular because they want to probably be consistent. So your job, so you don't want to be everywhere. The whole goal of creating a campaign is for you guys not to be everywhere. Okay, school. So that's your job right now. You need a list of school that's in the area. I'm sure there's NYU is here, LIU is here.
And then it's another
Brooklyn Tech is here. Brooklyn Law is here. So you have like your job is full to have 4 school, and a lot of times these schools have health days, wellness days. So your job right now is to look in the school calendar. Hey, I'm Angelica. I saw that you have your wellness day or school day. Would I be able to come drop my stuff in our participate or have a table? Do you understand? So every day now you have places and location where you find your target clients. Because I understand you guys in social media. Social media is a great tool, but again, when you're building as a small business, you need to be as close as possible in front of your client, unless you have the money to keep pouring into social media with the content. For me, my job would be like, if I were you, I would be like list of 5 school appointment, you meet them, what activity there is in the school. Right now, everybody's getting into wellness, beauty. What other activity can I have a school calendar where I could be some other student? All the schools are doing it. So therefore, instead of you spending time on a different place where your client doesn't hang out, you hang out where your clients are at. You understand? Okay, so Perry, where's your clients? Where pretty much like what type of where is your clients right now?
Well, right now all my clients are from Google. Also the age group I would say is between 25 and 64-ish.
Okay, so what type of campaign? you should be creating. If it's Google, so that means you have to really go after your page up in Google.
Right.
So that means it may not be an expo, it may not be a pop-up, it may not be I don't know, it may not be like
Well, for the products, maybe for the pop-up, but for the service here, Google.
okay. The reason why I'm saying that right now, what was your main goal for your campaign?
I get my ranking up for Google.
Okay, so what is that? Your business profile in Google, is it up? Is it updated?
It is updated here.
It's updated. You put the offer, you put everything.
Not an offer, yeah,
Okay.
the offer of the current offer, but yeah, I make sure that I stay on top of it. I try to switch around my pictures and stuff. So
Okay, so each one of you guys has a small business. Just like from what I'm understanding, your clients is you want to target school because the college student have the money, they do that. So that's where your energy needs to be. That's where your conversation needs to be. What does that look like? Speaking engagement, you need to be around school and student. I'm just saying this is what you said, right? Anything that you create needs to be around that target market. For you, Karen, that means Google, that's where you need to spend your money. So therefore, for you, if you're going to create the Google page to get ranking, what does that mean? You need Google review. So perfect example, you have you have Google review.
because I have about 32 right now and 4.9.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Yes. So that means that's where your energy would go.
Yeah.
Because you guys cannot be targeting so many
Because I
platforms.
also do my profile on Google.
Yes, what?
I do my profile on Google.
Okay.
But I don't have a lot of reviews. And I'm being like saying the link to my
And how do you get the how do you get reviews?
with my previous clients.
So did you send them an email saying,
I
hey,
said, yeah,
did they
some of them,
okay,
but
so
very few.
okay, so how do you intensify the client to give you a review? Hey Camille, and you know, your feedback really means something, you know, it really meant a lot to me. I want to grow my business, you might give me a review, honest review, your next booking, I'll give you 10% off, or here's a gift certificate. You have to, because at the time you
Oh, yeah, I got you. I'm giving them 20%.
you
Yeah,
have
that's
to.
all right.
So in other words, it's my goal, if you're, but what I'm saying is,
Yeah.
so what I'm trying to make you guys
Because
understand.
you know, like what I noticed when I was talking to people, they think like I also go to events, like try to get because there's a lot of Hispanic people and they don't like to, they don't want to, they think like, oh, laser is too expensive. Oh no, what about it doesn't work? They have like a lot of ideas about that, so I explained them like how it works and everything, and just to give it a try, I give you 20%, you know.
So that means the content you need to create is long form content that could educate people.
That's my another thing. That
Because this whole, for me, in my world, you know, like I'm not, this whole video, I wasn't used to laser, I don't know what it is. So for me, you have to educate, you know, what is a laser? How long, what the good, the bad, and I will show you guys tools or how even you could find the content to create the, ask the question, right? So in other words, Karen, you is Google, Google is your best friend, so review content related to Google, so you actually applying for review all the time. Your Google page, because that's how you rank, and then you could create long form content. What does that mean? So if you wanted to bring on like one or two keywords that you want to rank for, where to find the best massage therapists in downtown Brooklyn? You want to make sure from all your content you create, where to find the best massage therapists in downtown Brooklyn, or where to find a Black woman in New York. So these are the keywords we explain. You could blog long form content or blog podcasts that have audio, you educate people about that. So for you, Google is long form, because in social media, by the time you scroll, I'm scrolling with 2, 3, 4, 5, 20 massage therapists. I'm like, I don't in the mode of Google. So therefore, where can I find the best massage therapist? You want to rank that. Because social media is great, but if that's where Google is your best friend, that's where your energy should go in fourth quarter. And what does that mean? You need a long form content education. That's social media. Remember now, all the content
I have a blog up and I try to use keywords there as well.
Oh, you have I saw you have Pro One. I never see the pages a lot, the blog posts you share it. Do you share?
I share it on my website.
Carry on. So when you don't share it, you don't get readership, you don't get people reading it, looking, oh my God, that's great, I didn't know that. Then Camille saw my me reading it, Camille saw me reading it, Camille share it, then Karen share it, and then just, so you cannot just post it there, it's like cricket.
Well, it's in my email. I have like a newsletter that goes out to my
So
clients.
that means you need to promote the newsletter, sign up to carry a newsletter to get all the tips that could push long form content. To get readership, so Google could rank you. Karen. Am I talking too fast?
No, I don't care. I'm like,
So she pretty much said audience in school. I give her the strategy. She said Google. That's where she's getting all the things. Right now, carrying the name goals for full quarter. She's gonna have to be best friend with Google. Create long-form content, education of why massage therapist is good for you. While around this side of that, create that so you can educate us because Google would love that kind of content. That's that because it's not social now. So right now, when I'm clicking these links, this article, this video, great. You know, if you do a quick video, hey guys, you know, if you don't have the budget to create all that, you don't have the time to quick video, this is the thing. You put it in YouTube, you create a YouTube channel, you create Google, and you get you there. So you have school, Google, Karen.
I have YouTube, I have a podcast.
So YouTube, okay.
No,
where do the clients find you? Where are most students? Okay,
social media.
Oh, so you're social. Okay, so you're talking audience social media. So what does that mean, Karen? Target marketing is in social media. You're offering something. So is there any?
What I do need to improve on is doing more lives and like speaking to the people because like I'll finish the product and I put the thing and everybody's like, oh shoot, that's cool. But like educating them because the goal of my whole brand is to educate people about pain disparity. It's not really about the art, it's literally to just educate on bringing awareness of traction alopecia and stopping that. So that's the major goal.
Okay, so what's the strategy on that then?
To create more educational lives and videos but be more artistic with it because people like fun, they like creative, like that's what it is right now in the times. Innovative content. So I'm just creating indirect educational content.
Okay, so that means your live is gonna be like what is alopecia? You have somebody else like different expert that could talk about it. If that's education route, because when Google or the search engine, when they click, there is software, for example, that just pull everything, right? So there's like when the software ranking Karen or Kai Declare, you want to be known like, like the Kai Declare is known for the education content. So in other words, we want to know and rank for that particular thing. So therefore, when you're doing your lives, everything has to be related to, oh guys, from keyword search, you guys know how to do keyword search, that's part of it. There is software, I'm gonna send you guys the link, there is software that you guys go to. I'll give you guys an example. I don't know if I could,
I'm sorry to interrupt, I'm just gonna make my food look like
oh, that's fine.
Okay? Hello, everyone.
Oh, hi.
Sorry, I came my food.
No. So Karen, where do you go to get this content idea?
My head? No. So where do I go?
Yeah, so for example, you cannot just say, I'm gonna create content, not knowing where those, you need to do keyword research, right? In terms of people that are looking for your, the education of painless weight.
Right. Oh, like, well, there's certain hashtags.
So hashtag search, keyword is a big deal also because right now, a lot of members, a lot of small business, I get it. You're pouring a lot of things to social media, but your platform, which is your website, there's no traffic. Your platform, your website, that's your storefront digitally. So therefore, I'm just saying, like you're pouring into social media, but you need to pour into your website. Because at the end of the day, when you're doing all these kind of education in live, you're kind of like, hey guys, go back to go to my website, into my website. You have to push that because if you want to known for that. Or even if you have this whole social media, you have to bring people, other experts. There's a lot of great collab that you could do. There's a collab that you need other educator with client that has it, that could educate other, and then you create that and you do a lot of collab, if that's your social media. And then for you, I would do a mix of earn and pay. Because don't sleep on paid advertising. It's very cheap to do, very affordable, not cheap, to do a Facebook ad. So in other words, each one of these content, you could optimize it, to get more view and kind of like have the your guests and also you. So therefore, that's social media. The content has to be going. And there's data for that. I could go and I'm going to do more stuff where there's data. How many posts? Who do you post? What time? All of the social media. So that's where your client. You say social, Google school? Camille.
For me, I get a lot of clients off social media as well.
Okay.
So I noticed like when I post a reel about what Reiki is, people are just interested because a lot of people just don't know what it is. So they'll click on the reel and then I get like immediately someone to book an appointment for that. And Google.
Okay. So for Colleen and Candice, we gave a few slides talking about right now target market. Where do you find them? Where's your customer? We went around, so I was explaining to the members, when you're doing as a small business, a lot of small business, they're doing too much campaign, they're everywhere. The goal for fourth quarter, you find one platform, one major campaign, and then you push it. So in other words, Angelica, your platform pretty much is people to people. You want to go to the school, talk to the student. That's your only goal. Your goal should be right now is everywhere. You find a school, and then you get a list of the school in the area. And if you guys go to the public library, there's something even easier. You get a public library. You say, hey, I need approximately all the list of all the schools in the area. Boom. With all contact for different departments. So your job in a day of the week, you do your sales call. Hey, I'm Angelica. I would like to have a table. I would like to talk. So that's your goal. So that's what we're talking about. So where's your client? So pretty much. So we're talking about right now, successful campaign strategy is literally like you find one platform, one topic, one offer you want to be known for. Why? Because small business does not have all the money that a lot of the big businesses have to pour content and a lot of resources. Okay. You know, so for me, I want to know, like right now, so we're beautypreneur. I said, well, what is that? I want to know workspace. Oh, find affordable workspace. One thing, right? Everything on my content, keyword research is all about that. So when people come in and whatever else you have to offer, because I cannot be on every platform. I cannot optimize every platform. But that's what I'm saying everybody's doing because, go ahead.
So with the Facebook ads and like the Instagram ads and stuff, I really didn't find it to be helpful for me. I don't know if it's just that I didn't know keywords, and I see it works for a lot of people, but I know for me, when I did put it out, it is cheap. It is cheap. It's like $5 a day or something like that. And I would do $40, $50. You get looks, you get likes, you know, but like I was telling somebody, likes don't equate to sales. I know for me, right? But there's some businesses that I see that pop up all the time. You know, you're on social media and it's like this one business. It just keeps popping. And I know I've done ads several times and it just really, maybe I don't know what I'm doing properly. You know, I'm just going with whatever they tell me. I'm letting them pick the market, blah, 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 and I pay the money. It really didn't do much for me.
Yeah, because also you're in e-commerce, so e-commerce have a whole different strategy too.
It just didn't.
There's a question from the chat room.
So we have a question on Zoom. I'm just going to project my voice so they can hear me from the iPad.
Yeah.
So the question is, if you are trying to engage with your audience through an influencer perspective, should we have a certain niche to focus on so that the audience can understand your brand, or have multiple influencers with different perspectives?
So that person that asked you a question, so he or she goal will be to do a campaign to my influencer, right? Because that's what I spoke about. So you have a goal. So right now, when you have a goal, your goal is right now to reach influencer. Is that correct? So then you measure it. Go ahead.
She asked, you drill it down to a niche, or do you keep multiple influencers?
Yeah.
It's all about your pocket. Niche is always better. You want to know for one thing. If you have the money, you can do different things, but a lot of small business does not have it. So for you, so in other words, an influencer goal could be like a particular niche. Is it a food influencer? Is it a beauty influencer? Then you go after that one. It's much easier to go after a niche. It's way easier because that money, all I'm talking is that group. I'm talking to you from school, from content, everywhere from that. So that's why I'm talking food, where they eat, where they drink. So it's always much affordable, much better. Niche is always the best way to go. Again, you could kind of elevate from there. And I think, Candice, so I was giving the challenge, I was telling a lot of the members, so for you, for each one of the members, if it's, do you know where your clients are coming from?
For the most part.
Where?
What do you mean? Okay, so I get a lot of, well, I meet a lot of people face to face.
Okay.
So the fact that
so you do a lot of events.
I
so
do a lot of events. So
okay.
The bulk of my clientele really has come from events and really word of mouth.
Okay, word of mouth marketing is huge.
Right, word of mouth marketing. I really never put any money into any sort of campaign or marketing, which is not a good thing. I'm not proud of it.
No, that's a good thing.
No, I mean, I feel like no, but I feel like I could have been a little farther along, or maybe a larger brand, maybe if
Word of mouth.
I did, but it's really word of mouth.
Okay.
And social media, especially Instagram.
So what would be your goal for, if it's social media, Instagram, what's your goal for this fourth quarter then? If it's word of mouth, what kind of campaign? So I'm just saying, everybody's gonna come out with one campaign they're gonna do. So if it's word of mouth, what's the campaign?
Explain that.
If it's word of mouth, so here I'm just gonna go back a little bit, right? You have your campaign goal. Your campaign goal, these are the goals. So your goals be like, I'm just going back, these are the kind of goals. Oh, my goal to get more sales, brand awareness, social media follower, email marketing, newsletter, subscriber, you have one goal. So everybody have one goal, right? So if your goals is really like, oh, more social media, more that, so you choose one of that. You have your goal, and then from your goal, you ask, oh, what is it that I want? Is it more client, client acquisition, and form your location that people know. And I don't think that's another thing, especially for you in retail, you need to have them listen in Google with your location.
I told her. We were talking about it Saturday. We were talking about it Saturday.
Okay, so then this weekend we're gonna get it done today, So location, because you retail, where can I find it? Because you promote every day. Choose it. So where's the location? Because where can I find, little very unique pieces in downtown Brooklyn? You wanna rent, you wanna be known for that. So location is important for you. So that's your goal. So location campaign, that's something that you need to, but there's a lot of platforms that actually do that. So location, Google listing with your offer, picture to let people know where you are. When I'm clicking where is Blush, Bella says, oh, this is where it is. It's not listed. And people, the first thing they look online, sometimes they get lost. Where can I, so that would be location marketing. You do a lot of that.
If you go in and you look up Blush Velvet, it's going to take you to the website and Instagram.
So there's three things. So word of mouth, your campaign, Candice, is referral marketing. What does that mean? Review. So right now you're gonna put a campaign together where you're gonna ask all your clients to give you review.
On Google, so you can boost your Google.
And which is gonna boost your location, because now they give you that organic thing. What about you? Where's your clients? I mean, you've been in the game for 20 years. But you need to continue to grow to have new clients.
Instagram has helped a lot. Before it was Yelp, and now it's all Instagram. And I'm also on a stylist directory from one of the there was these girls, I am Black Girls. They're really big on the natural hairstylist platform, and I'm on their directory.
So a third-party directory. Correct. Does that seem fine?
A lot.
Oh, so directory. Oh, awesome. So Connie, your game changer would be like finding a lot of third-party and a lot of apps that have stylists that could book you. Because it's
retention helps too. I retain, thank God, the people. Right now I'm just trying to segue into education. So right now I have a workshop coming up, which I'm trying to prepare for November. So that's what I'm focusing on now. I already made a mention of it in my stories. So I have to just speak. So I can put it out. Yeah.
So education content, what type of content? There's something that's called short form content, long form content. For you, education content, so usually will be blogging.
Well, I remember our talk, and I'm taking that advice, because out of that workshop, I'm gonna hire a videographer so I can then start the courses, because I can just take the material from that and build on it, and I can make some sleep coin by saying, in the future, take my course for XYZ if you want to know it, because I always wanted to do it. It's just the time. So why not capitalize on that workshop? And that could give you that passive income. Correct. So how do you go back further? You put that work. How do you okay, I'm having a workshop. I'm just pulling you guys go back further. What's the step? Now I'm going to take 3 people at a time. You come with your products, you come with your pain points, and then we work on it. And then from all those things, as I'm teaching them, I'll be talking to the videographer. And it's like a class. That I'm teaching the client, and I'm going to teach the people. Are they online or in person? In person. Oh, it's in person, because I won't catch what the pain point is if you're away. So it has to be the person. That's why my suite is but so big.
Mhm.
So that's why it's just 3 people max.
Okay.
And I'll see what the feedback is on that class,
Mhm.
and I'll continue from there.
Okay, so YouTube, education, I have 2 education, you have to go back. So right now, your first step, what would be your first step? Is creating an asset. What's the asset? The picture, the video clip, you have everything. You guys have a month or whatever the timeline that you have to, right now I'm in production mode. We are what does that mean? We creating a bunch of content, some of the videos, some of the.
Right now I'm doing a canvas to kind of like sell the workshop.
I'm gonna show you how to sell the workshop. I'm just showing you guys to utilize the platform one at a time.
Okay.
Because it's too many, unless somebody have like $10,000 or more, one thing, focus on it and dominate it. One thing, focus on it. So for example, Candace, referral, review, so that's the campaign. What does that mean? Everything that I see, can you give us a review? And then you could do even YouTube video, not YouTube video, social media posts. I say, give me your review 10%, and you put everybody for you because your clients are very engaging. Your clients are engaging. So that means if your goal, you look like, you know what, Joanne, at the end of the month, my goal is to have 100 reviews. You have to be specific and have a number in mind. Otherwise, everybody's you don't know if it's successful, you don't know what's going on. Number matters. So Candace's goal is to have 100 reviews. So that's the goal we're gonna have Candace do. 100 reviews for Candace will be like from the post. I think in social media and not Facebook, in Instagram, they have the thing you post on top, like you highlight. What is
Instagram pin.
Yeah, the pin. Yeah. So that means these are the top 3 things that they look. Review should be one of them because that's your goal. Because the customers sometimes, if you don't give them a call of action, people just come in, they're not really thinking. I just come in and just kind of scroll. What is it that you want me to do? If I want to help you as a customer, I came to you, I'm like, give me a review, Joanne. Order. Right now, you should have, how many people ordered from you from this week? Probably much most of the girl. Okay, so today's Tuesday. By Friday, you should have 60 reviews. No, I'm giving you guys a because it's, you know, so it's the action and the step that you guys have to do because I don't think you guys know how to leverage and really connect. You're here. I got some stuff, you know, and you know, but nobody give you a review because you didn't tell us. You didn't ask us.
I got my thing right there. When customer comes, like I ask them for a review. Like actually things from Google.
Yeah.
So they can just, you know, like with the QR.
Also, it can already say your own?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, the thing is like, I don't know where I get that many clients. Because I'm kind of doing, you know, like whatever I can.
So review is your main goal. So you have the scan folder to say, hey, give us a review. So when I come in, because the client needs to see it at least 6 to 7 times. Oh, I come in, oh yeah, that needs to be a review. I want you to review this. Everything is here. So no, I don't know. I'm coming into Candace. If you see a sign, hi, this is me a review.
Is it smart to give an incentive for a review?
You can together. You could be like, hey, please honest review. Your next is 10%. If that's your goal, to get what you do, you guys do whatever you got.
But we're promoting that. Like,
no, it was easier for me than you to do that.
Yeah, like I don't know. I feel like
to ask clients for review.
They do it all the time.
No, not. I mean, but the incentive.
Incentive could be. Listen, you're doing your campaign. For right now, if I do a campaign, I'm going to do a campaign for the New York Beauty Street, right? I'm going to be like, hey guys, I need you to give feedback. Incentive could be, it doesn't have to be, it could be like maybe a gift, what is it, a gift certificate or like a coffee. Yes, and it could be something very easy, like, you know what, to cross promote, you know what, you know, next thing would be like team up with one of the members, your next massage from Candace, you utilize, communicate and leverage the community, you know, your next discount with Carrie is 10%. Because you know what's coming, your next haircut, your next crystal, your next laser, you create it within your network here as a community. And then you could get that. Because if you say, okay, no problem, I get 10% for my next massage. No problem.
But I have to go?
Yeah, no problem. No problem.
Thank you.
You see what I said? You could do that. You could be like, you know what, you give me a review, you know, here's a list of my affiliate, of my network, they'll give a discount to the beautypreneur. Got it? Camille. So I have review, Candace is gonna do a review, campaign, John's gonna do school, you're gonna do Google, and Karen's gonna do social media. But that's pretty much, that's what they say the clients are at, and where we say social media.
I said social media and I was gonna do Google. That's what I was gonna do a Google ad. gonna focus on trying to.
No, but one, so where is your client? So if you talk to 50 clients, how did you get, where you coming from?
Well, a lot of my clients are word of mouth, so it's referred someone.
Oh, so you do the
Yeah,
same
a
thing
lot
with
of-
Canvas, so
yeah,
referral and review.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's the same thing, so in your pen, I need to see something that say review for each video, so that means the
Okay.
client gonna see it there, and because that's your push for full.
I get a lot of reviews, but I never I see some people actually post, oh, this is a review from a client, but I never really do that, so I have to start posting it on, should I post it on social
Yeah, you
media?
can post it on social media, you have to reply to the review if you can, that's always nice, especially if they go out the way that you're asking, that's really nice. So that's where you want, if they're coming from grants and referral, then that's the kind of thinking that we should do. And then referral can be also not only in social media and friends, if you have a list of network. So for me right now, my referral campaign could be like all the organizations that I spoke to, all organizations in my platform, be like, hey, when I put the email campaign, I use a lot of email. Be like, hey, do you know anyone that was looking for space? Anyone that's looking for space, please let me know, we'll give you X, Y, and Z. So you understand that's referral. So if I'm deciding to do referral. So is it anything clear so far? I'm not so very fast. Okay.
So battery.
You can take close, just tap close. Just tap.
Just say close. Go ahead. Yeah, that's it. It's close.
So I think I did that. Okay, so you guys from here, you define your target audience, you know where they are, you know what campaign, right? Okay, so your team. So okay, I'm by myself, Joanne. I'm by myself, but you guys are not. And I think that's the mindset that I'm trying to get everybody at. You have we have a team. So sometimes being in a shared space, a lot of you guys have to understand and kind of realize some of the service that we have from us and our partner. Genesis, I put Genesis as a reference, you're like, hey, Genesis, I'm going to say, who's the team? Okay, your team can be an intern, and it could be somebody you hire part-time to get to that goal. That's your goal. That's why you're spending your money. That's what you're spending, nothing else. Nothing else. You know, we did something really well also on V7, which is Danny. Yeah. She's like, Joanne, my clients in Google focus only on Google. Because for ranking, she said, you know, she's ranking keyword when people's looking for that service, it's organic search, she only focus on that. Like I said, it's good to focus in one and then you expand from there because it's too much. Social media, okay, so your team, Candace, right now would be an intern. You could get Samantha's gonna give you an intern that's part of your team that's gonna help you create the campaign. So the intern is gonna come in, you're gonna put an email together, social media, pen is gonna be there. You're gonna have a signage in your space, and then you're gonna do an email, and you could do also posts. Be like, hey guys, for fourth quarter, for this summer, I would like to reach more customers. Can you guys give me a review, honest review? So now what's gonna happen? You're gonna reach your goal. Your goal is 100. You're gonna have people with 100. You easily could get 100 candidates because that will boost you. You know, if it's review, that's where you're getting your leads. That's where you need to focus on. It's just a lot of us focusing on too many platforms, too many activity. I'm here, I'm doing event, I'm doing talking, blah, blah, blah. Unless you guys have the money, focus on one thing. So pretty much your team is an intern. Usually when you're doing a campaign, you need a copywriter that help. These are the list, a graphic designer. If you have an SEO, based on the campaign that you guys do, social media manager, outbound, these are all the team member that you can put together to put a successful campaign. But you guys don't have that. That's why I say stay in one. So for you, intern, I guess most people here is intern, right? To do and then Richard, who does the videography, photography, that's your team here, Richard. So you're intern and Richard, right? For graphic. And then you do your keyword research. So these are all the people that provide a community. Keith does PR. Basis on, depending on the campaign, the time, come into the office, guys, this is Christmas. Genesis, can you have an appointment with Keith? Find out the holiday right now. Everybody in retail, there's a lot of press that's looking for you guys. So it would be like, I'm giving you an example, I'm giving you this. So it would be a Keith, intern, a videographer for the asset, right? Okay, so now that you guys have your team together, who's your team? Yeah. Everybody's a one person. Everybody's a one person. You guys.
No, I actually have someone that's working, and I'm mentoring someone, so
okay.
they're gonna help me. I'm helping them, of course, I'm mentoring, but they're gonna help me, especially with putting campaigns together, because you know it's pulling and tugging. You're doing.
No, but be specific because you're doing review and referral because you need to have the right team because otherwise it may not be fit. Because you pull people, it may not be used, you may not be effective. Okay. So right now, what I'm saying is like you focus in one thing, one thing, and build from that, right? So in other words, who's in your team? What is it that they do?
Well, the
graphic, copy, social.
Like I'm graphic, I use Canva.
Thank God for Canva.
To be honest, a lot of the things I actually do, I do it myself. So I take a day and I create my campaigns for the week, all the reels and stuff that I do.
So another way you could build your team, you guys could do barter. All the professionals that you guys see here, I can retain them. Be honest.
SEO.
Huh?
SEO.
Search engine optimization.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying basis on the campaign. So
That's what I mean.
oh, the SEO, you're gonna, so in other words, you need somebody that focus on that. So you see how more specific it is. So instead of having because your goal is this, it may not be that, it may not be the social, it may not be the graphic, maybe, oh, let me let somebody do SEO. So that's your goal. So you put your team together. But then again, there's barter you could do. For example, most of the professional that I'm working with, that I'm building, I do a lot of barter. It's like, hey, I'll do this for you, you do that. The point is you create a campaign and offer, you do whatever you gotta do from that goal to get to the winning formula. It's just like, I just want you guys to be focused. Keith is fourth quarter, tons of pop-up, tons of press, like looking for the nice, unique next piece in detail. You know how sometimes when you go to the television, you have these guests come in, show this little products and all that kind of stuff. I don't know what is that, a product review or show.
Yeah, my mother's always on.
Like Oprah Winfrey's gift bag, and stuff that they always do for products and stuff like that. But you also got to think forward too. This is third quarter, but it's going into first quarter. What does first quarter mean? New Year's resolutions. When people want to do New Year's resolutions, they want to know what their future is. They want to massage. They want nice jewelry. You know what I'm saying? You gotta think ahead of time. New Year's is always a great year to really launch who you are and get business for who you are. And it's also a good year to get press and publicity. But you have to remember that marketing, everything that Joanne talked about is front loaded. What does that mean? That means that it has to be an investment for future income.
And when I say with your team, you have to start right now. So your team could be like intern. Some of the resources that we have in the spaces, all the people that I'm bringing here, be like, hey, can you be in my team? Everybody that's all coming here, they're very friendly, approachable, and helpful. But you guys are not taking advantage of it. When people come in, they realize that is not moving for you, they accept, they're not going to really, they don't really help because you got to do the work for them to help you. You understand? So right now, you guys have a team, everybody have a team. So Candice, your team will be an intern, Richard, that's going to be in your team, and then Keith. Because I don't know if, for example, we have a client, Kadeen, she has a database, putting a huge campaign. She's gonna be like, she already doing press because that's her goal. Her goal will be that, and then keep doing it. So, keep doing it. That's what she needs. So, what's the campaign doing for Candice?
Actually, we're in the middle of, you gotta understand, editorial calendar is extremely important. So this month, in addition to being Women Awareness Month for Abuse, it's also a month for emotional wellness. So Kadeen is doing an event based on interview. And what she's doing is she's helping bring awareness to sex trafficking individuals. We teamed up with the Brooklyn DA's office. She just did her first interview with Patch. And it's a good story because it fits into who she is and what she does. What she does, she's an esthetician. So she removes, So she removes, particles inside your skin that reveal what your true beauty is. So it's an excellent fit. And if you look at editorial calendar, there's tons of months and stuff like that. Because what editors do look for, and what editors look for, and people that are in media, they look for things that are already programmed in their psyche in the editorial calendar. So they look at the holidays. They look at Black Thursday, Black Friday, and they look for Small Business Sunday. They look for that. It's going to happen every year. So you just have to find out what that editorial is and what you know of just being a consumer happens every year, and put yourself in that field. They look for New Year's being a New Year's resolution. What am I going to do? Who's going to tell me what it is I can do? That's your platform. That's where you're going to strive.
And if you guys want to again, what is called Keith, it will fall under earned media. Earned media creating a digital footprint. See, right? So right now I have a YouTube being going on with huh? No. So what I'm trying to say is that you kind of have an idea of how to build your team. So your team may not be necessarily everybody. It could be like people you barter with, people you collab with, or people you do some kind of exchange, or people you pay. Right? And you guys have plenty of people to collab, plenty of people you could do some kind of barter with, be like, hey, so that's how you have to kind of start looking at it. So sometimes people will be like, I'm about to do a campaign for Booby Hub, you're gonna see a bunch of people in my team. Because I'm like, for that particular campaign, that time, they're gonna have an influencer marketing that I'm putting together. That time I pull them for that particular campaign. So they're my team. You're gonna see them and you're like, oh, they're your team, I'm in Joanne's, you're gonna hear that a lot. You know, so sometimes it's important you can have a team for that particular project, for that particular campaign, and focus on it. But it just really have laser focus in one thing. I know everybody's a creative, so it would be like in this, you have retail things, just don't like you have to. So retail, therapy, unique pieces, Christmas, holiday shopping, you should be in every press. So I'm saying your team would include an intern, Keith, and Richard. So you gotta, because you need the visual, they need to have the content to see, not necessarily social media, you need that kind of content. Let's just say right now you have somebody in TV. It's like, what kind of unique piece? Maybe let's have her come into the TV and show it. They need the video, they're gonna call you, just have a video. They're not gonna take social media, they need one piece of professional video. You understand? So, hey Richard, I'm creating a review and referral campaign. I would like you to put together with me a few shots, a few clips. Okay. Huh? Oh.
So how to track it?
So the next session, you don't have to, yeah, that's why I hate doing online stuff. So now that you guys know your team, you have your target client, you have everything. The next is like what channel. So right now, when you have your channel, it's kind of pretty much like you put a deadline. It is a deadline. So right now, deadline for your campaign, you have 2 months. Is it 2 months until December? 2 months?
Well, December,
November,
Well, we're in October right now.
Yeah.
So a month and a half.
Yeah.
Oh, you have a lot of time. Okay, good. So that means, so you understand, Candace, it's like, oh, I'm putting together 30, so you have 30 days in there. Got it?
Got it.
Any other questions? You guys have any other questions so far?
And Karen too, Karen, I mean, basically, the education about what it is you do, like Joanne was saying, the thing when people lose their hair, what is the solution to it, braids. The big topic now is, of course, killing that rumor that Kim Kardashian, the Vader box braids, stuff like that. Exactly, it's stuff of that nature. It's just, and informing the community of what it is that you're doing.
Independence Day is so different. I really get my hair
And the pain, exactly. The pain
the baby was like in so much pain. And then she said, it's normal.
Yeah, so that's the thing that's been passed on from generations. It's like,
yeah,
a kid would sit there and cry and would be like, no, stop it. Like, beauty is pain. Like, you want to look beautiful, right? So people put up with that. They grow up and they think, I'm supposed to feel hurt to look beautiful. Exactly. But I'm trying to change that because
she wasn't in so much pain and Lily was crying, but she said, well, no, this is normal. Like I said, do you know something? She said, no, it's normal. After a week, it might come down. I'm like, oh, so there's a lot of education that has to go to that. So
and speaking, and always have that call of action too. For more information, visit my website. I have, and what's your credentials? You have a lot of credentials that you work with. Do you do a lot of men?
When I was younger, I did a lot.
Because I see a lot of guys.
They came back. They had stopped that.
Yeah.
Now they coming back with it.
I saw a guy on the train today. I was like, man, this here is amazing. And I'm seeing it a lot now, Back in the day before this, I used to do it. It was painful.
The only time I keep my hair tight I would do someone's hair tight if I was mad at them. So it was like, that's the only time. So it's like for me, if you care and you care about the person, you will make sure that they're not.
Exactly. And I don't want to offend anybody, but you also talked about that issue about interracial couples. The mother not knowing who's kid. That's big, Karen. That is extremely large. Tap back into that market.
Yeah, that's the campaign that so you guys need to start to end date for your campaign?
Are we getting this on?
Yeah. Yeah. Start end date. So for me, start end date would be November 1st. We say November 1st, a 30-day campaign. So every activity that you do leading up to that. And at the end of the 30 days, you're going to see a result. Well, it's 2 things going to happen. You're going to learn from it. You're going to know your customer. You're going to know where to push for 2023. That's the goal. So the goal is to know where to put your money and your energy, right? You mapped out everything, you schedule, post everything. So next one was and then right now I want to explain
that chart is pretty important.
So here, guys, here's all the campaign channel, right? Paid, if you want to do the paid campaign, a paid marketing, this is everything that's considered. Sponsor, paid influencer, search, display ad, these are paid. Earn is key. Earn is something like you don't have to pay. An influencer could do a collab with you, just like the girls came in, just like they need to do a collab with you, Zaire and Fabienne. So that's earned media, because right now you don't have to pay if you don't want to put pay. So you say, okay, I'm gonna do a campaign. I don't want to put money in. I want to focus on earn. I want to focus on share. I want to focus, you understand, on. So on media, you know, of course, this is like your blogging. That's you. So right now, that's your campaign. So you have your blogging, you have your website, your newsletter, and then these are all the channels for your campaign. Question? And then from there, you find your channel, you go live, and and then from there, you monitor your metrics. Okay, I have 30-day campaign. I send it to 200 of my clients to give me reviews. My client give me reviews. From where I'm gonna see that, I'm gonna look at my KPI, whether it's social media, based on the campaign time you do. If it's email, you're looking at the emails, you know, subscription you have. If it's social media, the follower. If it's review, how many referral. Based on that. So one specific target goal, and you focus on that. Okay, so this is just like we pull this data. So everything is data. This is just our data from social media. So campaign that we do, because I'm just talking about like referring to data. So we did a campaign, for example, this is the data, right? So this is a 90-day campaign. This is the account reach. This is our engagement. I have to look at the data all the time to know what moves and what works, what doesn't work. So data analytics is something, okay, now with the campaign, 30-day campaign, I have to kind of like figure out and review it where all this matrix are coming from, right? So this is like pretty much like what we did. So it's telling me like, oh, stories, a lot of views, real. So what that tells me, I have to push more. I could push more story. Just we're interested in the story, videos, not so much. Active ad, we did one, and then the story, and then post. We don't do a lot of posts because most of us we do a lot of email marketing, but social media. But it give me data. If I want to do a campaign right now, I could know where I'm getting most of my results.
Is that click data?
Is that where?
Click data.
No, that's
like
a campaign. Yeah,
huh?
yeah,
that's straight from our Instagram page.
But I'm saying this is the 400 is based on the people that read the story. Okay, it's click data.
Yeah, but we're looking at the data. I have to look at the data to know what doesn't work. And that's it. So 30 days. Anyone shall have 1, 2, 3, 4. For those of you guys that came in here. Because I always would like to do challenge to get the energy up. That's the everything.
How many were
30 days. Each one of you guys have. Anyone else that complete the campaign in 30 days, successful campaign in 30 days, each one of you guys get $250. 30 days. Woohoo!
Why you only said 4?
What's this 5?
Oh, okay. I was like, don't ignore me because I'm in a different location.
Okay, so for all of you guys who are in Zoom, thank you so much. We're gonna send you guys the documents, the follow-up, and all the information. And follow us on social media. And I will pretty much. What else do we have going on? What else we have?
We have open house this week, October 6th and 7th. We're having our expansion at 495 Flatbush Avenue. That's it for Beauty Suites.
Yes, that's it. See you guys later. Thank you so much, guys. Hopefully I'll see you guys next week.
Have great days. Thank you.
So what's that amount that I said? And what's the amount? 2?
Like, I need to get someone else.
What's the
to
amount?
go find this team.